everyone, it's Budget with Mama Bear. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today is a very special day. I am participating at part of the hop. This is a different kind of a hop. This is called the Financial Goals Hop. And this is brought about by myself, Donna Powered by Creativity, and the Traveling and Savings Chief. This is something we are doing in the month of April. So if you are here by chance, you came on a good video. If you came here on purpose, you popped over to Donna's first and now you're at mine. So we're doing a month-long hop every single day this month. There is a different channel going over their financial goals, and it is going to be an amazing time. Our goal was, when we came up with this, is to motivate others to really focus on what they're doing with their finances, reflect, and move forward. So that is what we're going to be chatting with today. I get to share with you what my quarter 1 goals were, how we did, and what we're going to look into in the future. So, are we ready to get started? Now, the first thing I want to show you is I did design this note taker sheet for you if you would like to take notes as you're watching the different videos on the goals. So it has the 3 of us up here, but what I have here is an area for the date, the name of the channel, and any takeaways that you got from that video that you watched. So you can put 3 to a page, and you can print out as many as you want. You can use as many as you want. You can take notes on all of them, which I plan to do, because I'm going to learn a little bit. I'm going to get what I think Donna calls this the little seeds here and there from each one of the channels, because everybody's different in their journey, and I'm going to take those notes on here. So I decided to give this to you free if you'd like to participate and take your notes on a cute little organizer and put it in your binders. You can get it on my Ko-fi shop. I have the link down below. And so if you're interested in picking this up, you can grab it there. All right. So if you've already printed it out and you got your notes ready, or maybe you just have a notepad and you're writing in there, you can do that as well. Let me show you what I have here. So I have 2 planners that I use very regularly. This one y'all see all the time. It has lots of different things in there. This one is the one we don't really pull out very much because it has all my personal stuff. And you know, I share some of the things in here. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is go to our goals tab. Okay, so I have a whole section in here on goals. And I made these little dividers, and you can get these. They have all different things on them. And it's a download in my shop too, if you like that. But this is my goal sheet. And this, I have all different types of goals. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I have in here. All right. The first thing I did, and I've shared this with you guys before, but if you're new, you might not have seen this. Every year I do a vision board planner because I make a vision board for myself. And I created this document to kind of focus in my different areas of my life. So I've got my why, my goals, my family, hobbies, career, travel, financial, health, all of that. And then from this, I like to have fun and create like a visual. And I really think vision boards and having visuals, and this is why we write things down, are so important to making things happen. It's something in your brain is triggered when, 1, you write down what's in your head. That is that first thing that your brain, it imprints on your brain. Pen to paper. I'm a big fan of pen to paper. All right, let's go to a blank one so I can talk first. I know. Let's put this out there. There we go. Okay. So I'm a big fan of pen to paper. You've heard me say that before because I truly feel that when you take it out of your head and you physically write it, like I said, it imprints into your mind and it really focuses you. Another thing that really helps me is to make it visually appealing. That's why I create these documents. That's why I make a pretty vision board. It excites me about wanting to do these goals, right? Because some of them can be tough, definitely. All right, then the next thing is, so we've got imprint, we've got visually appealing. You've got to also make it visible. So we all have these little notebooks and everything, but if you close up your notebook after you write your goals and you never look at them again until the end of the quarter, most likely you might forget some, or you just might totally not complete any of them. So it's important that you do something with those goals. So it's either make it a point to every week, open it up, see how you're doing, review those, refresh your memory on those. Or what I like to do is I make a copy of it and I put it in certain places in my home. So I can keep looking at that. Like that's daily reminder. This is what I'm working on. I keep my vision board in my office and I keep it in my bathroom. I've told you that because that's where I go every day, right? You look in the mirror, you see your vision board. I keep my goal sheet in my office and I also keep it down in like my kitchen area because it's something the whole family can see that we're working on. Okay, that's important to me. It really helps you focus. It doesn't let you forget that they're here, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this first sheet. So this is something that I made to go over different categories. Health, travel, hobby, social, business, financial, personal, family. Those are the things that I really focus on every year, on things I want to improve. Now, what I added to the new one is I added the quarter. So if you wanted to do these per quarter, I put a little box in there. You'll see in mine that I don't have that on there because that's the first one that I designed. All right, so let's get into my binder. So the 2025 goals, you're here for the financials. So let's take a look at that. And I will zoom us in because that's kind of bad when you can't see it, right? Pay 2 cards off. Save 10K. Fully fund the cruise. Fully fund Christmas. Now, these are yearly goals, but I am proud to say that, let me get a cute pink pen. Wait, let me see. Can I use this side on these? I can't remember. Yes. Okay. I'm proud to say I have already paid 2 cards off and I'm almost to half of the 10K, right? So this is really exciting that I'm able to check off one of my year-long goals for financial in the first quarter. Okay, so then I go from here and then I create my why. Let me zoom back out a little bit. And because remember, that's why we're doing all of this. And I put calm, peace, sleep, confidence, security. And then this is how I come up with my word of the year. I put all the words that kind of pop into my head. I brain dump or I word dump. And that's why I created this sheet. And the word that I came up with this year is organized. My finances need to be organized as well. So I cross this over all parts of my life, but we're here for finances. In my finances, I needed to get organized as well. A goal without a plan is just a wish. That's one of my favorite sayings. Okay, so then let's look at quarter 1 goals. What did we set for ourselves? All right, so in January, I said I wanted to figure out a new budget, track all debts, plus the percentage of what I'm spending here, of my debt, and then increase no spends to 20. So what can we cross off that we did here? Maybe I should hide the other ones, right? There we go. You probably already saw them, but that's okay. All right, we did figure out a new budget. Oops, I pulled the wrong one off again. All right, so we figured out a new budget. I did track all my debts and the percent, the interest. That's what that meant, not the interest on them. I created a whole section in my binder called debt, where I have debt trackers, and I created debt trackers for them. And I have all of that tracked. So I'm very proud of that. Increase no spends to 20. We have not done that yet. We didn't do it in January. But we may get there in March. I have to film that video still, so I'm not going to share that with you yet. Okay. So not too bad. 2 goals in January. All right. In February, let's look at my goals for February. Prepare for tracking in March. I was like, I am doing really bad in February tracking. I can already feel it. February was a rough month, but I can prepare to do better, right? I did do that. I set up the sheets that I needed. I got my ideas written down. I wanted to organize all my debt. And then I put a question mark next to HELOC. These kind of go together. And I did organize my debt. Check. I did not get a HELOC yet, but I've looked into it. So I'm not going to check it off because I haven't completed that whole process. But I did start looking into that. This is when Donna started bringing that back up again. And what's funny is that I had been watching Fantastic Velocity Banking for years as well, but it always scared me and I didn't understand it. And it was like, as soon as Donna started talking about it and I was listening to her explain it and how she did it, it started to click. And I went back and I watched those videos again and it made sense to me. I don't know what it was. So I am looking into that. All right. So that's February. Okay. March. I was supposed to get that HELOC. We have not done that yet. Track everything. That is very vague for me, but I feel like I'm doing better at that. Pay one more card off. So I did pay 2 cards, but I have not paid a third. So what do I say? Where did I do my first one? No, I guess I can't because I haven't done 3. Student loan organization. Yes, I did do that. Finish the 5K. That's going to have to carry over. We're almost there though, y'all. We're in section 12. So, like I said, you may not get to all of your little goals in the quarter, but you want to celebrate the ones that you do. Let me zoom back out here. So why do we separate our goals in this way? Why not just write yearly goals and go, yep, we're going to get to it. We'll check in at the end of the year. Why? I'll tell you why. Because that usually doesn't happen. We may get to 1, 2, maybe 3 goals out of the 20 that we wrote for ourselves because we're not focusing. I am a firm believer that doing things in small chunks helps you be more successful. I like small wins. How about you? Let me know down below if you like small wins. I do. I do in my savings. I do in my goals. So by chunking them up, not only by quarters, but into months like this, it helps you start going, you know what? I can do this. I can do this. And you know what? If I didn't finish this and I think it's important, then I need to carry it over. And maybe we'll do it next quarter. But I'm not going to leave it alone. Or maybe I got to the end of this quarter and I thought, you know what? That's not really a goal of mine anymore. I'm going to cross that off because it's not an important thing for our family right now. Okay? And then reflection. I like to reflect on positives. What are some good things that I did? Where are some focuses I need to think about for next time? Okay, so we will do that. So how many of you have set Q1 goals this year already? And how are you doing on them? I'd love to hear that. Okay. If you have not started, don't feel like you can't. You can start in Q2. You can make Q2 your Q1, right? So what are we going to do for Q2? So these sheets I have all the way through Q4, okay? What I also did was there are some goals that I know that I want to do that aren't going to be able to happen until different quarters. So I filled them in already. Fund the cruise in full by August, and that is in Q3. I have to have that cruise paid for in August. So I want to make sure that goal is done. Complete Christmas savings in November of 2000. I know that's definitely. So I can jump ahead. By printing them out, you can jump ahead, put them in there as you want, okay? But I don't have anything for Q2. So let's discuss how I figure out what I want to do for Q2, okay? Let's go. Okay, so I opened my book out. I took my Q1 goals out, and this is why I like the disc, because you can do that, set them next to each other. I got my Serious pen here, my Snow White pen. I'm going to look at April. And the first thing I want to do is I want to go over here and go, okay, what did I not finish that I want to finish in April? I can see one that's really shouting at me right now, and it's the 5K. So I want to finish the 5K in April. Why? Because remember, my goal was to get to 10K by the end of the year. By doing that, maybe I can kick it in full steam and do another 5K by December. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So finish 5K. Okay. I did that one. I do want to pay off one more card, but I honestly think it's going to take me to May to do that. So I'm actually going to bump that down here. One more card. Okay, off. Not pay it off. And if I do too, yay. All right, the other thing is the HELOC, and that is something we are going to do in April. I was kind of holding off on my tax situation. And you know, I'm a person of one thing at a time, or I get overwhelmed. And I hope some of you can relate with me on that one. So I had to do one thing, get that settled. Okay, now I can kind of think about something else. And I did, this is the next thing. So next thing is HELOC. That if for those of you who don't know what a HELOC, it is not a loan. It is a line of credit on your home equity. Okay, and so that's what I want to do. And I'll go into a whole other thing on when I do it, why I'm doing it, all that in another video. Okay, so that is a goal. And then the other thing was increasing my no spends to 20. So I think we're going to keep that in April. We're going to do no spends 20. That's my goal going to be every month, right? Okay. And then I think that's all the ones that we didn't check off. So not too many that we didn't complete over here. So what am I going to add? All right. I'm going to just focus on April right now. And I am going to make sure that, okay, I am reworking my budget. Why? There's a couple reasons. I really need to look at saving for another big thing that I want to make sure and save. I want to look at saving for taxes. I have a small business, as you know, and so between that and what we make with our income, we want to make sure we have enough to pay our taxes next year. The other thing I want to do is increase sinking fund funds with more money. Okay, not make more sinking funds, but I need to add more money into my sinking funds. So I'm reworking my budget so I can do that weekly, and then do it at the end of the month as well. I need to beef these up a little bit more because some big things are coming up, plus little things that I feel like I'm always emptying, going. So that's something I want to work on for April. All right, so based on that, another thing I want to do is I want to pay down student loans. We learned that we weren't able to write off the interest as much as we thought we were going to be able to. And so this is where the HELOC is going to come into play. So these are kind of going to go together. So you will see how that all plays out coming soon. So I think this is a good start for April. And then in May and June, as I get to the end of April, I started to look at May and then in June. So as things come up, I will add them in. I'm not one that I'm going to throw in a bunch of stuff right now because I don't know what it's going to look like. This is going to be a big change. So I'm going to hold off a little bit. I'm going to put some in as we go. And maybe I'll share that with you on a different video, like on a cash stuffing video or something. But the point is that I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at it. I'm writing it down pen to paper. I'm going to go put it on that other sheet that I keep around my house. So I make sure and I don't hide it in here because that's important. Okay. And then, again, if you want to get this Financial Goals Hop note taker, the link is down below. Okay. So who is coming up next? All right, what I want to show you is this is the calendar you can get at Donna Powered by Creativity. This has the calendar of who's going next. Tomorrow is the Traveling and Saving Chief. Yesterday was Donna Powered by Creativity, but I highly suggest getting this calendar, keeping it out. Don't forget, they are going to be making a playlist with these, so if you miss any, you can go back and watch it and take your notes. But I hope you can hop along with us this month. This has been so much fun. I truly enjoy sharing with you, sharing with my friends, creating, and really seeing. I can't wait to see what everyone else's plans are for their financial goals. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments. I will look for those definitely and try to answer them the best that I can. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a motivator. And my goal is to motivate you to focus on your finances and set those goals. All right, y'all. I hope you have a blessed day. And as always, I double love you.